I think you guys know what time of day it is. I'll say it anyway. It's beer time, baby. And it is, again, the 77th day of Lent. And I will read you guys the tag. On this day of Lent, I am giving up going to the deli and yelling, "Give me Limburger or give me death." I've eaten Limburger cheese. I went to Oktoberfest at New Glarus Brewery in New Glarus, Wisconsin. And they have a small deli there. And it was quite a rowdy crowd. It was actually a Sunday instead of a Saturday. The crowd was actually reduced, but they were the ones that were there the longest. They partied the longest. And they pretty much stripped that town, which is, it's not a big town, of food. And there was a little deli in the town. And we went in there just looking for anything because we had been drinking and we wanted something. And I'll be danged, but they had Limburger cheese, so we got some. And some Jaeger sausage, which is like a hunter's sausage, and is dried. And I had a pocket knife. I was cutting it. Every joke that you've ever heard about Limburger cheese is absolutely true. It smells like waste, but it was delicious. I couldn't believe how tasty Limburger is. So, crazy story. There you go. Oh, we've got something from Lion's Tail again. This one is called Boundary Waters Canadian Lager. The Boundary Waters are like northern Minnesota, right on the border between the United States and Canada. And generally the only way to get in and out of there's no roads. The only way to get in and out of there is like a float plane or canoe, kayak kind of thing. And I guess when you do it, it's just bug fest. And you are strictly monitored and fined if you bring trash in and leave it behind. So like they look at your luggage to make sure you don't have any like plastic bags and stuff like that. You can't have any of that there. So, all right, sorry if I went on another tangent. Sorry, kids. As usual on the Lion's Tail can, they say Lion's Tail is an award-winning brewery and tap room in downtown Neenah and Midtown Wauwatosa. I almost said Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. We create over 70 new releases every year. Truly something for everyone. And brewed and canned in Neenah, Wisconsin by Lion's Tail Brewing Company. And it's got your standard government warning of, don't canoe if you don't want to get malaria because you're drunk and pregnant. Malt, Canadian two-row and Canadian pale. Inspiration, a refreshingly nostalgic Canadian lager that is perfect for fishing the boundary waters. And rather than, they do sort of have the flavor profile, but I don't know if it's going to translate well for the camera. And now it's funny because they have 6 flavor points. And one of them is with a little question mark. So it's supposed to be and crisp and light, and it looks like it peeks out into the smooth. Keep refrigerated. Boundary Waters Canadian Lager, 4.9% alcohol by volume. Please recycle. You guys get to see the can. Of course, it's got the classic Lion's Tail lion on there, and the float plane there in the logo, and then there's the flavor profile. I had to really look close to see the differentiation in color because it's almost a transparent green on a black. So there's their standard. On every can they have their mini legend. So and Neenah and Wauwatosa. I believe, are both on the eastern side of the state. Okay. Ouch. It's a big pint can, so we're going to drink it in the Czechoslovakian pint glass so I have a little room to pour. And it is beer-colored beer, as you would expect a lager to be, although I have had dark lagers. A Canadian lager. I wonder what it makes it Canadian. Eh? Oh! Eh! That is hilarious. Okay, you guys need to see that now. See. One of the points on that is eh? Yeah, hey there, eh? Oh, I love the Uper accent. So much fun. Bob and Doug McKenzie were such great comedians. Such great shows back there in the 70s and 80s. So, all right. Anyway, let's give this thing a sniff. I just smell a good aroma of beer. I'm not getting like the malt or the hops or anything like that. I will say that the head is collapsing, but it's still maintaining a tiny little bit of bubbles for the aromas. I'm going to just jump right into it. Tuck. If you're wondering why I said tuck like that, it's because a few tags back, Paul said that I was giving up using the phrase tuck in, and I have not. So that was a nice swallow of beer. It had a bitter end, but it was actually pretty smooth, and it is crisp and clean. Swallows clean. So I'm going back in. The big flavors are over. Now it's time for the subtle stuff. Oh, is that nice? That is just a very mild lager. I mean, it has its elements of beer, but they're slightly muted, giving it a nice, smooth, clean finish in the mouth. Very refreshing, very tasty, and I agree. If you were fishing in the Boundary Waters, this would be a great thing to drink with it. And at 4.9% alcohol, you wouldn't even fall over the edge of the canoe. It's nice. I'm not usually a beer flavored beer guy. I mean, I enjoy them, but I don't like. I've got to get me a big thing of pilsners, Although I do that to get the bottles, and I don't turn down the idea of drinking pilsners or lagers or anything like that. I do like beer flavored beer. It's just that when I go out looking for beer, I oftentimes drift more towards the stouts and the darker beers, the porters, things like that. Because I get this kind of beer everywhere I go. So when I go out searching for beer, I search for stuff that's off the beaten path. So if I saw this in a store, would I pick it up? If I was going to a party, yeah, I would pick it up so that other people can try it, and it would be a nice light thing to have while talking, having good conversation, eating a snack kind of thing. But if it was just me going home, probably not. Probably not. I mean, it's good. It's very tasty. If I was handed this at a party, I would be very happy. It's a good beer. But it's not something that I'm going to go out of my way for. Although, I'm pretty happy that it ended up in the Lenten beer calendar, because it is a tasty addition for the day. And a little something different from what we've been having. So very tasty. Wish I would have had this before my dinner. I could have taken this upstairs and had nachos with them, and that would have been like the perfect accompaniment for it, which is crazy because this is a Canadian lager and nachos is definitely Tex-Mex. So, well, I've drank half of this beer already. I think I'm going to take the rest of it upstairs rather than finish it on video. I've only done that one beer finished on video, and that's because that one went down so super easy. Speaking of things that are super easy, it's super easy to hit that thumbs up button down below. Oh, what a horrible segue, Rich. If you have a like-minded beer family or friend, family member or friend, please steer them towards this channel. I'd love to have a great big old conversation down in the comments about beers that they've had versus beers that I've had, and how we feel about them all. I'm saying thanks again to Big Tall Paul and Tenuda's Deli and Kishwaukee Brewing, all contributing to a great Lenten beer calendar, the first of its kind. Thank you so much, Big Tall Paul. And I will see you guys next time. I have another beer to share. Thanks.